Hey friends, let's make some peach cobbler. I've been making a popular state dessert every week for 2024. I'm on the state of Colorado and we are making some Palisade peach cobbler. I'm going to show you how I did it. We're going to start by taking 1 stick of butter, putting it in a 9x13 pan, and adding that to the oven as we preheat it to 350 degrees. Now, I ordered these peaches straight from Palisade, Colorado to make this authentic. I got them from Nana's Fruit and Jam Shack, and shout out to Becky for helping me get these ordered. They came just in time to get this cobbler done on the week of the Colorado State Dessert. Now, I opened these up and the first one went right in my mouth. They were so sweet and juicy. Now, the second one, straight to my husband, and he agreed. Now, I need 4 to 5 cups of these peaches for this recipe, and I wasn't sure how much was in this jar, so I did measure it out, and it was exactly 4 cups, so that worked out perfectly. So we're going to add into our bowl 4 cups of the peaches, and then the next ingredient on the list is actually a 1/4 cup of water, and since there was a little bit of liquid left in that jar, I just used that juice instead of water. And now to this, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar and just a little bit of cinnamon, about a 1/2 teaspoon, and then 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And this is what's going to make it nice and thick, almost like a pie filling. And then we're just going to stir that all around until it's fully combined. Now, if you haven't checked out our channel, you just have to for all of these fun desserts I'm making for 2024. And last year, I made popular state foods. So there are 50 videos for all of the state foods I made last year. Now we're going to do our dry ingredients, which is 1½ cups of flour, a cup of sugar, 1 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and then about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I just use the same measuring spoon just to stir those all around before we add our wet ingredients. And this is so simple to make, you guys. I have made it so many times with my own homegrown pears, so I just use the same recipe for the peaches. 1½ cups of milk is the only wet ingredient we need. And here's the easiest part. You don't have to get out your electric mixer. You can just whisk this by hand for just about a minute until it's nice and combined. How easy is that? We're going to set that aside and we're going to bring our pan out of the oven. By this time, the butter is nice and melted. And how easy is this? We're just going to pour that batter right into the pan on top of that butter. And technically, you don't want to stir this or move it around, but I've made it so many times that I know I like to transfer some of that butter from the sides to the middle. That just ensures that you're getting a nice salty buttery bite all throughout this peach cobbler. Then once you've done that, you're just going to take your peaches and lightly set them in this batter. While this cooks, they'll mostly sink to the bottom, but some of them will stay on top. So you want to just nicely set these on. Don't stir it, just set them on there. I was so excited to try this, but when I realized I was making Colorado, alphabetically obviously, early in the season and Palisade peaches were not going to be in season, I didn't know what to do. Thankfully, I found these online and they worked out perfectly. Now, once you have that all in there, we are going to bake this in the oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour. You're just going to put it in there and forget about it for an hour. It will come out perfectly golden brown. When you cut into this, it will be so soft, bread-like, almost like a bread pudding with these delicious Palisade peaches inside. Of course, we're going to top this with a little bit of ice cream so it gets nice and melty on this hot peach cobbler. I'm really enjoying making all of these different desserts, just like last year when I enjoyed making so many different state meals. It's just so fun to see and taste what other parts of the country love so much, just like this Palisade peach cobbler. Yum.